Hello, everyone, and welcome to 1923 Main Street.
Home of the Daddy-Daughter Disney Travel Podcast. We are your hosts.
I am Mike Bello-Braddock.
And I'm Amelia Bello-Braddock. And today we'll be uncovering some of the most overlooked places to hang out at Walt Disney World and more.
And more. Overlooked and underrated, too. And what are we talking about?
Lobby.
The lobbies of Disney Resort hotels. Now, before you say, oh, the lobbies, the reason we're doing this episode is we have found that a lot of people don't really consider that Disney lobbies are Imagineered. They're not like lobbies at other hotels.
Pretty generic. Beautiful,
Exactly.
yet boring.
You know, you go to a Four Seasons or a Ritz or a Hyatt, beautiful lobbies, well designed. They get a designer in and they're quite nice. But most people just check in, pass through the lobby, maybe wait for a few minutes and they're gone. But we've found that Disney lobbies are really underappreciated because they are loaded with Imagineering that you may or may not know about. So that's what we're talking about today. A little bit of a different spin for the podcast today. Something we think is a great spot to actually spend some time, even though it may sound silly. I'm going down to the lobby.
You may think we're crazy. You may think lobbies are the most boring places on earth, but you'd be wrong.
Let's see if you do 30 minutes from now, right? Let's break it down. Like Amelia said, we're going to talk about Walt Disney World Resort hotel lobbies. We've sort of categorized them, and some of the things we're talking about, why would you actually want to spend any time there? And we're not talking about a whole day. We're talking about actually going there for the reason of going to the lobby to look around, see what you
experience the magic.
Yeah, experience the magic. There's a lot of effort put into Disney Resort hotel lobbies.
We're not asking you to spend an afternoon there like you do in the theme parks, because we get it, that's boring.
However, on a rainy day, a lobby is an amazing place to go.
On a rainy day, a lobby's a getaway.
Yes, it is indeed, because there's a lot of fun. And some of them even have actual cool little events that we'll talk about too. But like we said, they're filled with magic. So really look at lobbies a little bit differently next time you're visiting Walt Disney World or Disneyland or any of the other Disney Resort hotels. And we're going to talk about those. So what we've done is we've sort of broken them down into three categories of not so much Imagineering as how much time you could actually spend there.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Like every Disney lobby is worth looking around. Even the value resorts, which are not really lobbies that are made for being a destination, there's still some cool stuff to look at usually, right? So spend some time looking around. But some lobbies are worth a trip just to visit the lobby.
And we're not trying to say this is going to be your new favorite room in this hotel. This is going to be your new favorite spot to hang out. But just take some time to appreciate the magic that's
But you know what? In our favorite lobby of all, it is a favorite spot to hang out. And which let's dive right in with our A group. I have
3 tiers.
3 tiers. In the first tier, in the first group, what lobby is the ultimate favorite for us?
The Grand Floridian.
Disney's Grand Floridian Resort. Now, it is the crown jewel resort, as we talked about in our Grand Floridian Part 1 episode, is a massive lobby.
And it's iconic, too, in a way, I feel.
Yeah, it really is. And, you know, there's more to it, as there is in all these that meet the eye. So you've got to sort of walk in and what we're saying is really take a look at these lobbies with a Disney magic eye.
Use all of your senses, not just your eyes.
Use all of your senses. Why are there so many bird cages in the Grand Floridian lobby? You know, these things aren't random. They're not just randomly happening. We're not going to give you the answers to all these things because you need to discover them on your own. But pretty much every lobby has lots of things to discover and uncover, from hidden Mickeys to other things. And they're really great places to hang out. Like if you want to people watch or just sit back and read a book, or you're doing your texting, head to the lobby and
doing your texting?
Yeah, you know. Well, I mean, if someone's getting ready in the room and you're going to go say, okay, I'll meet you downstairs. Just take some time and relax.
Don't wait in the hallway. Go experience the lobby.
Or even in the rooms. The Grand Floridian lobby is the ultimate, right? I mean, it's got the most...
It really doesn't get better than this.
You know, the seating there any time of day is so comfy and cozy. There's so many shops and restaurants, even on the second level from the lobby. And there's a kids viewing area. And there's just really a lot to take in that lobby if you really take the time.
So not to mention it smells great.
It smells great. Oh, lobby smells. This is another good one. I'm glad you brought that up.
Every lobby has a distinct smell.
And I will take issue right now Having been to these places, 60 weeks I've spent at all the deluxe resorts, so 60 visits. These lobbies do not have all the same scents. I'm telling you that right now. I often see, the Contemporary, the Grand Floridian Beach Club have the same smell. They do not.
No, they
candle
don't.
makers, you're not right. They are different aromas, and they're distinct, and really pay attention to it next time you're there.
Like sometimes you might, if you've been there a lot, you honestly subconsciously sometimes smell it. Like the other day, I was looking at a picture of the Grand Floridian lobby, and the scent just came into I was like, where did that come from?
Exactly. And when they changed the
Smell
scent, even before they did the lobby redo at the Polynesian, which we'll get into, they changed the lobby aroma there.
Really?
So I don't know if the candle makers changed theirs, but they definitely changed it. And frequent Disney travelers noticed, and a lot of people were really upset about it. I didn't love the current smell at first, but I sort of got used to it now. It's okay. I like it. It's nice. It's not off-putting or anything. It's a little bit different. I liked the old one better. I'll say that. You probably don't remember it because you were too young. I think it changed right around the time you were 2 or 3. I can't remember the exact year, but it was a while ago.
I mean, I have a great memory, but not that great.
So let's move on to that. So the Grand Floridian lobby, this is that's a destination. A lot of people actually go to visit the hotel and just to hang out in the lobby and look at the shops and look around.
And this one's always changing too. There's something different all the time.
And it's quite large, but it was imagineered in such a way that it doesn't overwhelm you, even though it is massive. But we just mentioned the Polynesian, so let's just hop down the road there, which is also in our A group.
Tier A.
And this is one I will say.
Best to the best.
Do you like the Polynesian lobby?
I like it. Honestly, I think the lobby gets your hopes up for the hotel. I think the lobby's better than the actual hotel.
I guess I could sort of agree that we're coming from the perspective that we believe the Polynesian is in much need of a refurb. It's showing its age in the last year or two, and it's feeling old, and it's sort of sad to see it getting a little bit run down in parts. But
also, what makes a great lobby?
Well, that's right.
Like shop-wise, no, the Polynesian's not there. But
actually, Boutique is a nice store. You can't compare everything to Grand Floridian because that's in a league of its own.
Okay, well, yes.
So, that's a good question. I say comfortable seating, things to look at.
Seating-wise.
People watching.
Things to look at. The layout's pretty good. If you're not going there to shop or actually go to like a bunch of restaurants, well, they actually do have good restaurants there.
Yeah.
Some are good. But if you're going to shop, it's not a great shopping destination.
Well, I don't think any of them are except for the Grand. But still, the Polynesian lobby it has a cool vibe, right? It feels, it's got a nice theme about it. And it has one of my favorite hidden Mickeys as well. It's got a really good one there that we talked about in our Hidden Mickey episode on the floor. But there's more. There's more things to look at there.
I think every lobby on this list has hidden Mickeys.
Yeah, there are hidden Mickeys in everyone. Well, I'll go through some of them later, but just to highlights for you.
And even some that we didn't get to mention on our Hidden Mickey episode because there's just so many.
Yeah, we'll mention some in a bit. But the Polynesian lobby since the reno is quite good. Yeah. So that's another A1. Even though I love the fountain and sort of miss it, I do. I
feel it made the lobby open concept.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just thinking this. Ever since they did the open concept lobby, we actually spend more time in there eating our Dole Whips and stuff because it's usually too hot by the lanai outside. And I never did that before in the old lobby because it just wasn't conducive to chilling.
They made it more appealing.
They did. So I'll give them that. I missed the water feature, but I get it. All right, what is next on our A list?
The Beach Club?
Disney's Beach Club Resort Lobby. Another one that I really like.
Yeah, I really like this one. I don't feel it's as personal, though.
What do you mean by personal?
That's my problem with it. Like, the Polynesian is very distinct, like Polynesian Hawaiian vibes.
Oh, you mean from a theming perspective?
Yeah, the Grand is like upscale and with the tile floors and the large entryway and the fancy elevator.
It is beach themed, right? Like, it's pretty good. It's beach themed. I like it. It's
it
pleasant.
Doesn't stand. I like it. It's nice, but it's not a standout one for me.
And it's on my A list because it is a great place to hang out.
It's nice and upscale.
Tons of
and
good seating.
Yeah, it's super comfortable.
Comfortable seating.
Which is another thing I like about it.
Like, it's just a good spot to kick back and if you like people watching at Disney, these lobbies are great. And, we've seen some people check in, celebs, so you never know who's going to check in and stuff like that. Yeah. So just hang out in the lobbies. right next door, the sister resort,
The Yacht Club.
Disney's Yacht Club Resort.
Which I personally like better.
You prefer that? I think I do too.
Yeah.
I guess
if you're going lobby sitting, just hop on over to the Yacht Club.
and going on your theme,
Over there.
it does, I think, have a more distinct
Yeah.
theme. It's that sort of dark wood club-like feeling.
Not gloomy.
And it's anchored, not gloomy, but
You made it sound gloomy. You're like
yeah,
dark.
like sort of
wood.
upscale club-like. Like you
Yeah.
think of a private club. That's sort of what it's like. And it's got that big globe anchoring it in the middle that has a little secret in it. I guess we could jump into that now. There is a hidden Mickey on that globe. So watch for that. And our final one for Disney World
A
in the
Mick
A
globe, I
category
think.
is what? And this one may surprise you coming from me.
You're not going to expect this. Wilderness Lodge.
Wilderness Lodge. Now, if you listen to our shows regularly or read my blog and stuff, Wilderness Lodge is not one of my favorite
Not the
resorts
favorite resort.
to stay at. But
Yeah.
I've said this many times. I love visiting it.
It's almost similar to the Polynesian in a way, where the lobby gets your hopes up and then no.
Okay, here's a good question. This or that? Wilderness Lodge lobby or Polynesian lobby?
Wilderness Lodge.
Wilderness Lodge for me as well.
I prefer the dining there also. That might be me. I just love Whitman Canyon. And the little bridge. I'm obsessed with that.
There's that little bridge over the
bridge, and then they have
gurgling brook in there.
Yeah, and then the fire pit. I just like it better.
Fireplace. There's lots of cozy seating, and it's
not it.
more open, sort of like the Grand
Yeah.
Floridian, whereas the Polynesian's a little bit more closed in. Even with the fountain gone, it's better. But so-
I mean, we're critiquing these, but these are
we're
really
critiquing
great
these.
lobbies.
But those five, so Grand, Polynesian, Beach Club, Yacht Club, and Wilderness Lodge, were my A-list lobbies. Those are my favorite for really hanging
best
out.
of the best.
Best places to hang out. Okay, my B-listers.
Wait, before you go to B list.
You want to go to A-list non-Disney? Or sorry, non-Walt Disney World.
We're not
Okay.
non-Disney.
A-list non-Walt Disney World. Go for it. First one.
Grand Californian.
Oh, Disney's Grand Californian Resort at Disneyland. Awesome lobby. Very
Looks sort of similar to Wilderness Lodge.
Very similar, I would agree, to Wilderness Lodge. And I think we said in our recent Hidden Mickeys, it's loaded with Hidden Mickeys.
All over.
But it's comfy and cozy. And that's one. Oh, here's another thing. Characters. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
hang out in the lobbies. We notice this especially at Disneyland, but it happens at Disney World as well. You'll just be sitting there and the characters come
Just
out.
show up out of nowhere.
Show up. Pluto or a princess just shows up and starts seeing you. So I'm telling you, hang out in those lobbies. You never know what's going to happen. There's lots of fun things to do.
Yeah, and the Grand Lobby sometimes has the Perfectly Princess tea also. We've
Yeah. And
mentioned for characters, if you want to just sit and wait for that little parade.
well, the parade was on hiatus recently. So we'll see if it comes back after all of the changes that are now in effect are here. Okay. Do we have another A-lister?
Yes.
What is it?
Alani.
Oh, Disney Aulani in Hawaii.
You can't even begin to describe how luxurious this lobby
You
is.
can't. And we're going to do a separate episode on Aulani.
You need to look up pictures of this lobby and just take it in.
And pictures don't even do it justice. And it's a great example. I'm going to tell you one thing now. We're going to get more into this on our Aulani episode. But Hidden Mickeys are everywhere. But Disney Aulani Resort has another special twist on this with the menehune. Remember the hidden menehune, Amelia? So the little menehune of Hawaii, Disney really embraced these little menehune, and they're all over the place.
They're like everywhere.
They're everywhere, and it's really fun. And they even have a little interactive game, if it's still going, that you can play searching. But in the lobby, okay, I'm going to explain something to you, and I have a video of this on my YouTube channel. There is just a sort of a little display thing in the Aulani lobby, and it's like a little cabinet, and there's a keyhole. Well, if you get down on your knees and go right up to that keyhole and look into it, there's a whole scene inside going on with the little menehune.
Cool.
It is super cool. It's pretty much the coolest thing I've seen in a Disney lobby. Now that, my friends, is why these lobbies are so amazing. There are hidden surprises that you really need to search for. And don't be afraid to ask cast members if there's anything cool that you should know about the lobby, or if you have questions, or
This is
why
what
is
you
this
do on
here?
a rainy day.
Yeah, rainy day lobby, awesome thing to do. Okay, I think that was it for our A-lister non-Disney
No.
World. We have one more?
There's one more.
Oh, yes. Go ahead.
Vero Beach.
Disney's Vero Beach Resort in Vero Beach.
And this is, again, also part of why I critiqued Beach Club. because they have similar themes. Yet the Vero Beach lobby, I feel, is far superior in terms of theming.
And here's an interesting thing. I would argue that the Beach Club lobby is far more ornate and Imagineered, right? It's more detailed and there's a lot more to it. But for some reason, that Vero Beach lobby feels more inviting.
Yeah,
I want to hang out in it.
It makes no sense. It's just this pull.
It's comfortable. It's cozy. And there's also another hidden surprise I'll tell you about. If you're visiting Vero Beach, on sort of some of the sort of side little display cases.
Oh,
do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
What am I talking about?
I don't know how to describe it, but...
I'm talking about the seashells.
Yeah. There's so many, and they're so pretty, and you can add them.
That's the trick. There is a couple of jars on a side table filled with seashells, but look closely, and you will see what? You can write your name and you put a shell.
I can't even put into words like how many there are and how beautiful they all are.
It's the coolest thing. So you go down to the beach.
From all around the beach, because that's a great place for shell collecting.
There's tons of shells. So find a shell that you love. Ask them for an indelible Sharpie, and you write your family name, whatever message you want, you put it in this little jar, and then take a picture of it, put it sort of close to the glass. But they collect these things. It's a really neat little thing in that lobby.
We do it every time.
Yeah, the shell jar. Okay, let's move along. Those are our A-listers. I think that's all of them.
Yes, that's all of them.
Okay, we'll go a little bit more quickly. Let's go through our B. So these lobbies in our next tier, still very nice lobbies, but... they're in the B group because...
Now, how would you describe them? We should say these are the moderates of lobbies, even though there are some luxuries in there.
The moderates of lobbies. Very good. I look at it as, I don't know if I'd spend as much time here, but they're all quite nice compared to our C lobbies.
Yes.
Okay, B lobby. What's the first one?
E lobby, Animal Kingdom. So I know what you're thinking. He likes Animal Kingdom. What has happened?
This is a hotel I really don't want to ever stay in again. I don't like it for a lot of reasons we've discussed in past episodes. But again, I like the Imagineering of the resort. And the lobby is sort of like, it's a little bit wilderness lodgy, but it is quite a nice lobby. It's just not quite as large or cozy, in my opinion, as some of the other ones. But you could spend some time there and appreciate the Imagineering. There are some pretty cool hidden Mickeys in there.
Personally, I would put this in the C group. I don't really like this lobby that much. It's not very inviting.
Well, you know what I like about
it's very gloomy.
There are things there like there's the hidden Mickey and there's one in the chandelier, so I'll give you that one. But there's also a scavenger hunt. You can go to the lobby front desk and ask for the scavenger hunt sheets. So there are games actually that you can play. So
that's fun.
Yeah, so it's fun. And again, another cool rainy day thing to do. And they also do that at Vero Beach.
Yes.
There's lots of lobby games. I like that too. Okay, next one on our B group.
Boardwalk.
Disney's Boardwalk Inn. Now, another great deluxe resort. And I struggled with this, but I gave it a B just because it's not quite as large.
Boardwalk is deluxe. I thought it was moderate.
No, it's a deluxe resort. That's why there's villas there.
Well, this lobby does not reflect that for me.
Oh, it does. It's quite a nice lobby, I would say, in my opinion. It's just a little smaller and closed in.
It's nice. That's how you describe it.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's nice.
But it does have cool stuff because it has the little, a lot of the little sort of carnival ride, a little mini attractions in there, like the carousel and the roller coaster in the lobby. And on that carousel...
And I'm being very critical, I know that.
Yeah, you are. Is a great hidden Mickey. So look, if you want a hidden Mickey in the boardwalk lobby, look to the carousel and also on the floor. And just to backtrack, in the beach club, also on the floor and in the artwork. And the yacht club, we already said the globe. Grand Floridian has tons. And the carpet, in the wallpaper. All right.
Let's skip the next one, and then we'll come back to this at the end because this is the best of the B tier.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Go.
So next after that is Riviera.
Yes, Disney's Riviera Resort. So here's what I want to say. The Riviera is a Disney Vacation Club resort, as is Vero Beach. The DVC resorts, I find the lobbies are not as grand, right? They're not... as big, as palatial. They're nice, as you said, as all Disney lobbies are, but they're not over the top. So it is one of the nicer of the of the Disney Vacation Club lobbies. I mean
the light.
It's hard. It would be hard to spend any sort of time. I don't think I'd want to take it at the Grand Floridian at night. You can go grab your wine glasses and drink and sit there for hours and listen to the band. We literally
spend hours.
You're going to spend hours. Yeah, we literally spend hours at night in the Grand Lobby, and it's so much fun with the band playing. And now they're on the main floor too, so that's even cooler. Okay, what else we have in the B group?
Port Orleans.
So both Port
French
Orleans.
Quarter and Riverside.
Yeah, they're both very, very nice lobbies, right? This is why I always say the moderates are closer to deluxe resorts than they are to values, because
Yeah.
you can really see it in the lobbies. They're well designed. They got lots of cool hidden Mickeys. Which of those two do you think is nicer,
Lobby-wise,
lobby-wise?
I think French Quarter I like.
I sort of do too, but
French Quarter because of the theming.
exactly. But I don't think it's as cozy.
Yeah, but if you're going for comfort and chilling there, I would go to
Riverside.
Riverside because it's more comfortable, but I
Yeah.
feel Riverside is dull.
I wouldn't say it's
It
dull.
lacks personality.
Yeah, French Quarter. It's got a better. It's Imagineered.
Yeah,
It's
French
better
Quarter
themed,
is
I
like,
think.
you know that covered area in Disney Springs? It's that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's that.
The French Quarter lobby feels like that covered area, the sort of outdoor but covered hallway in Disney
Yeah,
Springs.
And it's not that cozy because there's the actual park benches.
And then also in this B category, we had Caribbean Beach
Yes.
Resort, which is another nice, pretty decent one,
Yeah.
good one to spend some time, not a ton of time, and Coronado Springs. So most of the moderates, if not all of the moderates, we have in the B category.
Yeah.
Now, I think our C category will surprise you.
No.
What?
We also have Offsite and the one we're coming back to.
Okay, go ahead.
The Grand Floridian Villas are also.
Oh, in the B category.
Yeah, we're not
Yes.
putting this in C. I'm sorry. You just can't call the Grand Floridian Villas C.
And I would say the
beautiful.
Grand Floridian Villas is the nicest lobby of the pure villas lobbies.
Yeah, and one of the nicest lobbies in the B category.
Yeah, it has lots of, well, not lots, but comfortable seating. You know, there's coffee there. It's got a nice fountain
I love the
themed
fountain.
Mary Poppins and the Penguins. So it is a nice lobby as far as the villas lobbies go, as compared to some other ones we'll touch on quickly.
And also our Offsite pick for the B lobbies,
Oh yes, which was
the Disneyland Hotel.
the Disneyland Hotel in Disneyland. You could almost give this an A, but I didn't because it's not a place you'd want to sit for a while.
Yeah,
They got some sort of fun seating. Those little teacup things I think are there.
you've been in there. It's nice. It's fun, but it's
there's
not
some-
a chill for hours.
But you know who would like it? The Disney historian
Yes.
from our last episode, your Disney DNA. If you've got historian in you, I think the Disneyland Hotel lobby will be very attractive to you. And what else is in our B list?
That's it.
That's it. What were we going back to?
C, the Grand Floridian Villas.
Oh, the Grand Floridian Villas. Your list is written different than mine. So
I'm running this whole show.
I can't. You really are.
I'm
I'm just here for the ride, folks. All right, let's go on to our C list.
This is going to surprise some of you. It surprised me because I disagree with some of
So we have all of our, we're not going to go through the values, but they're all on the C list.
Yeah.
But don't let that throw you. It's just they're not any place you'd want to spend any time as a destination.
And that's why these are in the C category.
Yes.
All of our C category, it's not because they're not upscale.
Now, if you've been listening closely, you may have noticed, why haven't they mentioned this deluxe classic original resort yet? And what is it?
Contemporary.
Disney's Contemporary Resort. So sad to put it in the C category
But
of lobbies.
It's luxurious, it's upscale, but then where do you sit? Where's the lobby?
And so here's,
Where is it?
You've got to think about the Contemp for a minute. The lobby is actually where the check-in area is, not mezzanine level or the concourse level.
That's not the lobby.
That's not the lobby. And even then, there's not a ton of seating, not including the little lounges. It's
When you really think about it, where do you sit and chill at the
or
Contemporary?
why? The better question is, why would you want to? I don't think you would. So unfortunately, while I do like the Contemporary Resort Hotel, it is not a lobby that is welcoming for anything beyond sort of functionally going to the stores or looking around or for some little hidden things that are in there. And we also have a couple more in here.
Yeah, a lot of these seats will surprise you. Like our next one, Bay Lake Tower.
And Bay Lake Tower, if you remember, if you're a Disney Vacation Club member or not, and if you've ever stayed there, when it opened, it didn't even have a lobby. I mean, it had the lobby space. You walked in the doors, but you actually checked in at the Contemporary. There was no check-in at Bay Lake Tower, and it was a bit annoying.
Which is very dysfunctional.
Which was very dysfunctional.
Especially because they're not like that close together.
No, and one time we arrived at 3 a.m., so you have to go, oh, I got to go over to the Contemporary.
I
and then
remember
I
that.
remember that because our flight was delayed. But anyway, they did fix that. And they managed to sort of make what was not even intended to be a lobby into a lobby, but it's functional. You know, that's all it is. There's no
Yeah.
It's not somewhere you'd want to spend any more time
It's there.
other than
You can sit
checking
there.
and asking for questions, or you're in and out of that lobby.
It's comfortable. There's no entertainment. There's no different decorations.
No.
There's just a bunch of chairs and a check-in desk.
And we have 2 more on this list from the Disney Vacation Club category. They are...
This next one I'm putting in B category for me.
Which one?
Saratoga.
It's just think of that lobby. It's a sort of
It's
rotunda.
a cozy, round lobby.
Yeah.
There's comfortable little benches. I relax in that lobby while you guys stand up
Yeah,
and check
but would
in.
you go specifically from your room to the lobby? There's nothing there. I mean, to look at. It's not a destination.
Would you go specifically from your room to the lobby at the boardwalk?
Yes.
Why?
Can't even compare those two. Boardwalk lobby's quite beautiful.
I'm comparing them.
Okay, well, I'm going to take you on a little tour when we're back and show you again. But that's fine. You're allowed to have your opinion.
I think it's very comfortable.
I would say, if anything, our next one, Old Key West, I would put that on top of Saratoga.
No, I wouldn't. Well, maybe, yeah, actually, I would.
Because if you remember the little tour we did, they're both small, but the Old Key West one actually has, the library is right connected to it, and there's a lot. Do
you count that as the lobby still?
Yes, because it's all one room.
Oh, well then, yeah. Again, why are you putting this in the C category?
Because they're not places I would actually go to hang out.
Then why did you go there to hang out?
I went there for the tour, and I would go there to hang out if I were the Disney historian, which I am. So
yeah,
because at least in the Old Key West one, there's more to it.
Yeah.
Whereas the Saratoga one, while very nice and really nice, it's really cool and looks good in pictures. There's not.
So
I couldn't
we are
spend more
ranking
than
these lobbies
10 minutes
on
there.
how much time you would actually want to spend there, not how upscale they are.
Well, it's a combination of both.
Yeah.
Sort of a compilation score. And then, of course, we have offsite here, Paradise Pier at Disneyland. And then all the value resorts. They're nice. The value resort lobbies are nice, but they're very basic nice,
Yeah.
Disney. They always remind me of sort of the old school dark rides of lobbies.
They're basic, exactly.
They're basic, but they're nice.
Also, I think you forgot to include one very important resort.
Where?
Paris.
Oh, Disneyland Paris. But there's too many lobbies there. There's too many hotels, so we'll have to go.
There's too many lobbies.
That's
okay,
that's
just
a whole
the main
separate
one. What tier would you do it?
Disneyland Hotel?
Yeah.
I think I would do it in B, because it's like a very, very small, it's almost closer to sort of boardwalk, even though it's the Grand Floridian of Disneyland Paris in terms of the hotel itself. The actual lobby is not quite as large, well, not nearly as large.
I agree with that.
It's cozy, and I would hang out there a little bit, but it's not quite as alluring as our A-listers.
Yeah, I agree with that perfectly. I think that perfectly describes it.
And I think to close out our lobby episode, if you're not convinced to go to the lobbies on your everyday trips, there is one time of year when you should really consider that.
Holidays.
Oh, tell me, give me your favorites for holiday lobbies.
Remember when I was talking about the Grand Floridian changing?
Yes.
Gingerbread house at Christmas.
Gingerbread house at Christmas. And most of our A-listers have really good overlays during the Christmas holiday period. I mean, the Grand Floridian takes the cake with that gingerbread house.
This turns it into like a mini Disney Springs at Christmas.
And they also change the aroma quite substantially because it's a gingerbread aroma at Christmas time. Now, all of our A-listers and a couple of our Bs, like the Contempt, have massive overlays at Christmas.
Is a C.
Oh, yeah.
You don't even know your own tiers.
It's even a C. But at Christmas, they sort of have a sort of mini gingerbread area. Yeah. Again, they don't do it. That's why it's a C. They don't do it nearly as good as they do, certainly at the Grand, but also at Beach Club.
Nearly as well.
I like Beach Club because they put a little gingerbread carousel and things like that at Christmas. They may change these things up, but Christmas and also Easter. Like Easter, especially at the Grand Floridian, the lobby's great because they have all those painted eggs, those custom Easter eggs, which are really, really cool. So really neat thing to look at. So the holidays and the aromas and the hidden Mickeys
best time for
and everything else that there is in all these lobbies make them quite amazing. So I think we can wrap it up by saying,
Go look at lobbies.
Yeah, go look at lobbies. If you haven't had an appreciation for lobbies, we really wanted to try to stoke the fire a little bit to just take some time to really appreciate, because they're not just average hot lobbies that look great. There are hidden magical surprises in all of these Disney lobbies.
You can beat the heat, find hidden Mickeys. You can do everything in the lobbies.
Yep. And if you're looking for a rainy day thing to do, a lobby is
They're
definitely
the hotel's hidden gem.
So thank you for joining us on our lobby episode and Overlooked Disney. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you have some new excitement to check out the Disney lobbies. They're not boring. And find us, as always, on social media at 1923 Main Street. And if you love the show and you'd love to be part of our insider team and support us,
on Patreon.
We are on patreon.com/1923 Main Street. And we have some real goodies, such as locked posts like the best hidden Mickey you will ever find at Walt Disney World. And we give back to our patrons as well. So lots of goodies at different levels. So check us out there. And we hope you enjoyed this episode. And we look forward to seeing you again next week at 1923 Main Street.
Bye-bye.